coming in 2026 to the marriage-based green card process. This is based on things we've seen happening in the past several months, information we received from our association, and from attorneys all across the country who are sending me messages, emails, and telling me what's happening in those green card interviews across the nation. So, I've gathered a bunch of those facts in this one video, so make sure you watch this all the way until the end so you get this inside information so you'll be ready to face the government in 2026. So, USCIS is set to implement a series of changes to the marriage-based green card process in 2026. They are building this on policy updates that started in 2025. Well, you remember what they've done. They stopped sending requests for evidence. They started requiring all the documents to be submitted in one package. It started giving people a hard time who didn't provide their medicals on time, and these changes started to add more stress to applicants who are going through the green card process. But what we've seen the past 2 months has been unprecedented. And I'm going to mention that to you in a minute so you understand what is going to happen to you when you're going to go through the process of applying for a green card and what you can do to increase your chances to be successful. The biggest changes they're making right now are designed to make sure that people qualify, and those who don't qualify not only are going to be denied, but also placed in removal and deportation, which is the major change we've seen that started happening in 2025. In the old days, when somebody was denied a green card at an interview, we could just simply refile. Now everybody's going to deportation, and this kind of started 6 months ago. But this change is getting us to what is going to happen in 2026. In addition to deportation, there are other things that they're looking to implement specifically with couples who are filing for green card cases, which is the topic of this video. Number 1. Enhanced fraud detection and marriage validity scrutiny. What does it mean by that? Well, you probably have seen the news that from the San Diego office and a few other locations, immigration officials were collaborating with ICE. ICE agents would typically enter the interview room at the end of the interview and detain the applicants. This happened to a Navy spouse, to a mother with a 6-month-old baby, to a 75-year-old man detained at the interview. All these incidents just happened in the last few weeks, showing that the enforcement level is going to the next step. And why is it happening? Because in addition to the regular things they've done in 2025, they now have quotas. Quotas for deportation. And when they don't meet those quotas, they have to collaborate with USCIS and say, hey, who else can you give us so we can detain them? And now if you overstayed, alright, if you overstay your visa, and even if you're going through the process of getting a green card through marriage, you potentially could be detained at your green card interview. The rules of the game have changed, so if you overstayed, you have to meet with an immigration attorney so we can strategize. Are we going to file your case now, or are we going to file it later? Are we going to file your case in this city, or maybe it's better for you to move somewhere else where they don't have this enforcement? These are the kinds of things we'll have to be doing with applicants moving forward in 2026. In addition to this overstay trap that we see now, we also see immigration officers asking for clients to give clear proof of marriage validity. Now, it's not enough just to give documents to prove that you have bills together, that you have kids together. We are talking about evidence, affidavits, and interviews that USCIS officers will be doing with your family members and your neighbors after the interview. This is going to be a big one in 2026. In addition to that, once you get that conditional green card, the 2 years you went through all this evidence, they came to your house. Once you start removing the conditions, USCIS suggests that they're going to see more and more people getting denied because during that stage, many people are no longer going to be together, or the evidence they provide after 2 years is not going to be sufficient. They predict an increase of over 20% in denials of renewals of green cards of the 2-year removal of conditions, versus right now we see a particular trend where many applicants are getting the removal of conditions without any major issues. In 2026, there's going to be an increase in revocations of over 20% based on predictions we're getting today, which means that even if you were able to pass your 2-year green card interview, you might be denied on the removal of conditions, which means you have to increase the level of evidence. You have to increase everything that you have to make sure you keep these documents because, like I said, guys, most people are obviously in real marriages, but sometimes it's hard to prove what you have because people don't think about it. So, if you want to avoid having these problems, document everything during those 2 years so you won't have any issues when you're going to be removing those conditions. Number 2. We're going to be seeing fee increases and form addition mandates, which means if you mess up on the form addition, you're going to be facing a lot of issues with denials and potentially ending up in deportation. Before we explain that, guys, if you're here for the first time, please subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. You can see we're giving you the latest information every single week. Now let's get back in the video. Alright, fee increases. Starting January 1st, 2026, you're going to see another round of fee hikes almost across the board on all immigration forms. So, if you're going to be filing something, file it today. We're looking at I-485 adjustment of status to increase by over $500, I-130 to increase by over $300. Overall, 20% increase on most forms and applications. But also remember, if you're going to be using the wrong edition of the forms, even one form in your entire package, the entire thing will be sent back and you'll be denied. And of course, if you're on a time crunch and you're waiting for a deadline, that will mean that you'll get an NTA and potentially be sent for removal. Number 3, processing times, delays. Processing times for green cards are expected to be from 9 to 15 months, whereas right now they are taking 6 to 10 months. It is going to be that slow. Adjustment of status could reach over 15 months in wait times, so please file as soon as possible. You're going to see more and more people going for interviews mandatory. And more people are being selected for house visits, and potential notices of intent to deny are going to increase by 25%. And guess what else? More requests for evidence. So, be mindful when you file your cases. Do it correctly from the beginning. Don't miss out on any documents because we don't want to get that request for evidence. It's going to delay our cases even more. Number 3, processing times, delays. Processing times for green cards are expected to be from 9 to 15 months, whereas right now they are taking 6 to 10 months. It is going to be that slow. Adjustment of status could reach over 15 months in wait times. So, please file as soon as possible. You're going to see more and more people going for interviews mandatory, and more people are being selected for house visits, and potential notices of intent to deny are going to increase by 25%. And guess what else? More requests for evidence. So, be mindful when you file your cases. Do it correctly from the beginning. Don't miss out on any documents because, honestly, we don't want to get that request for evidence. It's going to delay our cases even more. Next, security vetting and public charge rule. There's going to be an increase in security vetting in 2026. Mandatory social media reviews, biometrics and rebiometrics, rechecks, and even AI-driven tools they're going to be using to vet people, often resulting in delays and, maybe potential denials. The expanded public charge rule, which will go back 5 years to find out who used these public benefits. These factors will be used against you guys by these USCIS officers. This is all coming after February 2026. So to conclude all these changes I'm telling you right now, we're looking at reverse migration. They don't want people to be here. They want to get rid of as many people as possible. They want to make life of immigrants more complicated. And if you guys are going through the immigration process right now, do not panic. If we plan properly, if we understand what they want, once we have those challenges, we understand how to respond to those challenges, we're going to be fine. If you have good cases, this is just going to be